I've prayed a difficult boss into promotion.
Wow.
Yes, I don't wish
and
you.
it's good for you,
Yeah,
right?
I don't wish you bad. I wish you success. You succeed away from me.
Interesting.
Yes.
That's such an interesting perspective.
Yes.
Right? Because most people pray that difficult boss will lose his job.
Never.
He will be sacked. You know, but if he gets into promotion,
good.
It's out of your face.
Exactly. I like empathy because it's different from kindness. You know, but people kind of mix it up. Empathy is really putting yourself in people's position. And sometimes you need to take a step back and put yourself for one day in your boss's position. These people are real people with feelings, with difficulty. They are real people dealing with real challenges, sometimes overwhelming challenges. Sometimes we add to the challenges we don't even know. So it's all a mix. Oh yeah, tell me, what have you done? Okay, this whole I should be. Tell me your success story. Well, tell me 2 things. Don't even go too far. 2 solid things that you've achieved in your career. And the room went quiet.
Wow.
We're very good at placing demands. Sometimes it makes you also think like, hey, maybe this thing I think I am, I need to work a little harder to be it.
Welcome back. And we're going to be going deeper into the discussion with Ifeanyi Orabuchi.
Before work from home became a thing, I had work from hospital.
I remember those days that I would call you.
Like when my phone
they've done test. The test is
then when my phone rings, literally, my heart will skip a bit like, God, what again? You know? And having support in those times, having something as basic then as having a crash in the office.
Yeah.
I think people that work in Nestle probably take it for granted, but I have friends in so many other spaces, and that thing took such a huge load that, honestly speaking, it did not make sense. You see, those years, those motherhood years, it wasn't even.
It didn't even cross your mind.
It wasn't even. So we just do the interviews, right, just to know. But it wasn't even. So it wasn't even about the money at that time. It was about the peace of mind that my child is just a walking distance from me. I can check. I can breastfeed. I can, I can monitor what is happening. Those things were really important.
Let's zoom in on that a bit. So and specifically relating to women, and this is peculiar to us in the workplace because we're the primary caregivers, right? The same way we carry load on our head, it's probably not the same way our husbands will, and it's something that we just have to live with, right? So there are times where you make decisions because of the convenience as a woman, right? And because you have to think of your kids, you have to think of their school, you have to think of things as little as proximity of your office. That's something that was on my mind, to say that I have to live somewhere close to my kids' school and somewhere close to so that if they call me, your child is, I can quickly run there and do something. So it's really not about, as a woman, it's really not always about the money. And this is something that I was telling someone the other day, where she was like, oh, she got pregnant, and she said, I feel like my life is on hold. But pregnancy, childbirth, that period, let's say 5 years, you come out of that, childhood phase of that particular pregnancy, in case it's just one. But you have how many years of your career? You have like 30, 40 years of your, so it doesn't mean that because your career was put on pause for this particular time, it means that it will be on pause forever. So I want you to touch on coming out of stagnancy, especially where, you have a baby, you get pregnant, or you have young children that you need to take care of. How do you snap back, and get back into, because you talked about a period where your child was, in hospitals a lot, and then a few years down the line, you are Madam BEO.
Honestly, to the person who said she feels like her life is on pause or got on pause, I want to tell you that I see you and I relate to you. When I got pregnant for my second child, I did not want to be pregnant. You remember that very well.
Wait, I'm still vexing for you. If Fanny did not tell me that she don't get belay, she did not tell me.
And Ore had told me,
we
so
were
excited
at the same time.
And I was actually more advanced than you were.
Imagine me going to meet Ifeanyi that, Ifeanyi, I'm pregnant.
And you were talking so excited about it, I was looking like
I don't know that the girl was pregnant, she not tell me.
Like, what?
Ifeanyi.
Anyway, by the way, it was your husband that settled the fight. Your Ore's husband had to do like a whole mediation session. Like, you have to understand that people like different.
God.
Please, Mr. Deka, thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh my God, this pregnancy. I was so upset, but I've forgiven you.
Thank you.
Please go.
But I can relate to that because the truth is, each and every one of us have a journey that we've set out for ourselves, and we have plans that we've set in motion. But the way out of it is to understand that God's plans and purposes still, it still supersedes. You know, who was it? I think, I always used to mix it up, please forgive me, but was it Elijah or Elisha that outran, which of the prophets outran the chariot?
The chariot, it was Elijah.
It was Elijah. Yeah. God, 1,000 years is like one in the sight of God. What I tell people to encourage them, it's not, look, I was at a time in my career where it seemed like everybody was getting ahead. Everybody was moving. Everybody was getting promoted. When is your turn? It's your turn.
Yeah.
As much as you need to work hard, you need to be consistent in what it is that you're doing. Also know that there is a time and chance element.
Love it.
There's a season element.
Love it.
When you enter your season, when you turn around the captivity of Jacob, they were like, them that it will do you like a dream.
It will do you like a dream.
It will do you like a dream. Even you'll be like, what on earth? What's going on? What has been going on all this while? You know,
to buttress what you're saying, please hold that thought. I remember we were a group then of, those of us that were in the same group. And I remember the first person that became a manager. And I remember she even got a car at that time. And I'm like, God, am I a plant? And then she became we were the last to become managers. Yes. Fine.
And that's a testament to also, you have to learn to be happy for people.
Yes, very true. Genuinely
happy for people. So I mean, this whole idea of envy and also envy versus versus wanting what someone has. We have to understand that it's a natural response to feel some type of way when maybe someone close to you gets something you don't get.
Yeah.
What makes the difference is what you do after.
So it's not really about the fact that the feeling came. It will come.
How do you handle it? What did you do with it? And there are things to do about it. Sometimes you pray, kill it off. Sometimes, especially if it's with your friend. Now, I don't mean friend as per, we just say friend. But someone that you have a true, genuine connection with, you talk to the person about it. You talk to the person about, I'm so happy for you. I'm really praying that mine comes through as well. When you
that can be so liberating.
Yes.
As you're saying it now.
Let
me talk to you about it. I pray that my own being comes through.
Sin thrives in secrecy. Evil thrives in secrecy. When you bring it out, suddenly, it's no more a big deal.
Yeah.
It's come out in the air. I genuinely want this. I genuinely want to.
I genuinely want to be you.
Yeah. It's the same. Remember when you became regional head of customer service? I was like, man, my friend is regional. I want to be regional. I want to be international. And it's okay. It's okay. It's always going to be. The other time I was even telling one of my friends that also had reported to me at some point, and I told her, do you know one day you could be my boss?
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, oh, no. I said,
oh,
no.
Yeah.
Know this, make peace with it, get on board very quickly. Because it's always going to be, you move forward, somebody else moves ahead, and it's going to be that
and like you said, time and chance. Sometimes it's not related to your skill or your effort or you're working hard and all that. It's both
it's the
time
opportunity.
And chance. Yeah.
Sometimes it's just somebody quits.
Really?
There's a story that Les Brown tells a lot. I love that story where he talked about how he got into radio. And he got into radio because nobody else in the radio station was around. He was then a janitor.
Can you imagine?
They needed the radio show to happen. And he was like, yeah, I'm here. And I mean, he did it as a janitor, and that was the start of his journey, if I remember the story correct. So it's just sometimes you have a grace break. I don't like to call it luck. You just have a grace break, essentially.
Love it. You know, I think that's time and chance thing. It's so important because we are running a race, right? And not everybody will be at the same place at the same time.
Exactly.
You know, like you said, somebody will go ahead, somebody will be behind, and then, you know, I look at the group of friends that we were at that time, and it looked like, oh, everyone else had gone ahead, and then we were the ones that got ours last. I remember then, my department, you talked about it, that, okay, maybe it's function of department you are in and all. My department, we were the underdogs, like we were the forgotten children. Honestly, I thought about moving to marketing. I thought about it. I even remember I had a conversation with the head of culinary then that I wanted to move to marketing. But guess what? When the opportunity came for me to move to marketing, I just had a knowing. I couldn't explain it. The lady came to tell me that there's an opportunity. Are you going to move? I said, no, I'm not moving. And she said,
you've been saying it.
Yes, I've been saying it that I wanted to move. She said, I'm not moving. She said, why? I said, my boss is on maternity leave, so it will be somehow. She just said, your boss is living her life and all that, and you are here. You are planning your life. It didn't make sense. That was not even my real reason. But at that point in time, didn't.
And that's another thing. It's so gut feel. People call it gut feeling. People call it intuition. As children of God, it's the Holy Spirit.
It's the leading of the Holy
Spirit. And sometimes you cannot explain it.
You cannot.
It's the way you interview somebody for maybe your business or for a nanny, and the person looks perfect, fits the bill, and your skin just crawls and something tells you no.
No.
So it's the same.
You know, I had a nanny that I interviewed. I couldn't pinpoint why I didn't like. There was no reason on the outside. But you just
know that this person
when she was supposed to
house.
resume, I was praying. I said, this woman should not come. This woman should not. She came. But I didn't have any reason. Do you know that she eventually came? She didn't spend 1 month in my house. The real reason, now, God now opened my eyes to say, be following me when I lead you to do something. Yeah. But because in the natural, I wanted to pin it on something.
You couldn't explain.
But I couldn't pin it on something. And then I was like, okay, and maybe it's just me.
We also have to have courage to own our choices. Own it. If you make a choice, look, we're talking about career here, but women need to know that there's no wrong choice. If you choose to leave career and stay home for your family, that is the right choice for you. Don't let anybody make you second guess that choice.
Wow.
It is your
own
choice.
Will
if I make that choice? No, I won't. And it's the same way, nobody will make me second guess the career choices or the family choices that I make, because I'm on my own journey, not anybody else's.
I love that. Own your choices, right? And have that courage. Yeah. Because what is right for Ifeanyi is not the same thing that is right for me. So, and you know, we fall into this trap of doing a lot of benchmarking, like, oh, Ifeanyi is here, you know, so why can't I also walk that path? Not realizing that our paths are different.
And women, I'm sorry, we're guilty of it a lot. A lot. I hear people say things like, I've been pregnant before. You have not been pregnant
with my pregnancy.
Pregnant.
Yes.
Your pregnancy is not her pregnant. It's two pregnant. Don't.
Even the same woman can have two very different pregnancies.
Honestly, when I was pregnant, one of the reasons why people did not know I was pregnant with my second child was, it was like, man, I don't know, maybe God was trying to compensate me for not even wanting this, because I had energy. I went to the gym up until I had that baby.
I remember that time.
I went to walk.
I remember that
the
time.
day I gave birth. Like, I went to walk.
I remember. If I was born.
People did not know because I would wear heels. Like, people were like, oh, shit.
Is it big tummy?
Is it like, you know, it kept people guessing. But if you had seen me the first, it was as if I was dying.
I remember they even told you not to exercise. Like, don't even try.
Remember the council of elders?
I remember.
Remember I cried. Like, me, hard guy. They mean, like, you are irresponsible. How can you? Please, women, let's own, and women also, let's be kinder to each other in the workspace. That's all I would say.
Wow, it's been such an inspiring and insightful session, right? I didn't actually intend for it to go in the direction that it did, but all the insights that you have brought, very, very powerful. So as we close today, I'd like you to focus on what has been, I'm sure maybe there's not one, but what are the key things that have been instrumental to get you where you are? You've mentioned many, but if there's any other one that, you know, you feel like maybe you've mentioned it before, you need to highlight, or any new ones that you think has gotten you to where you are today?
I would say, of course, I've talked about the grace of God. I've talked about hard work and consistency. They are still creating the people that may outwork me. Anybody that knows me knows. It's not me. I know. I work hard, and sometimes I place that demand on people as well. I think one thing that I have not mentioned though, that is instrumental, because this podcast also spotlights young people and spotlights people who are maybe just leaving school, about to make some critical life decisions. One thing that I think is very instrumental to my journey is my partner, my husband. Honestly, one of the biggest decisions you'll make in your life is who you marry. So you need to make sure, because a lot of times, and I was also blessed while we were preparing for marriage to have our counselor was a 75-year-old woman. Yes, and people talk about, oh no, they cannot relate. Be humble enough to get wisdom from wherever wisdom is given, because that lady made us have very hard conversations in the course of our counseling. She was like, I'm not here to tell you people the I love you part. You have done that part your own. I want you to talk about, so in counseling session, we'll talk about finances. We'll talk about sex and sexual, whatever. We'll talk about what's your point, what's your outlook in life versus mine? How do you see your career journey, kids? Like really hard conversations that people tend to keep for later. So those are things that help you sense check if your journeys align. One of the reasons why there's friction, I don't think it's always about this person is bad, the man is bad, or the woman is bad. I just think sometimes there's a misalignment because people were not having the conversations that
they ought to have.
There are people that they are destined to be stay-at-home wives. They should match up with men that align with that. But there are some men that want driven women,
Go-getter.
and you now start pushing the woman
stay at
to,
home.
do you get? And then imagine a woman that wants to be, driven, career oriented, and you end up with a partner that wants somebody that is soft, that is, be at home,
Take care of the
arrange,
children, clean the
that kind of
house,
thing. It's not bad. So that is also something that has been instrumental to my journey, being aligned with a partner that we are on the path together. I got promoted, he just got promoted as well. We're constantly, checking each other, demanding
So it's a
excellence
healthy
from each other.
competition, so to speak.
I wouldn't even call it competition. We're not in competition. We are
Partnership.
demanding, partnership and demanding excellence. He checks what I do and tells me where he sees I can do more. And I do same for him as well.
For him. Amazing, amazing. Ifeanyi has said some really, really amazing things on today's episode. I really like the first thing that she mentioned, which was about people, about the importance of people. Yes, we're in careers, we're climbing the ladder, but at the end of the day, we're working with people and you need to value people. She talked about empathy. She talked about adding value. And she talked about value as both ways. Giving value, but also receiving value as well is important. And it's instrumental to say, am I getting enough value from this organization? Am I okay to stay? She also talked about those pauses, those breaks or those times when it would be like your career is on hold. But then you need to make a me choice, a choice that is suited to you and not just, somebody else is doing it or someone else did it like this. And so this is how I have to do it. She talked about her partner and how her partner is supportive. I think for almost every woman, this is such an important point, getting a supportive partner. And also single ladies, even though they are peppering you on Instagram and all that. It's not just about having the ring on your finger and all that, but having that partner that understands your journey, understands where you want to go and is ready to support you on that journey. And even though there might be times when you are ahead of your partner and all, and he's okay with it. There will be times when maybe he will be ahead or you're ahead, but you need somebody that is okay and comfortable with your success as well. Yeah. Thank you so much once again, Ifeanyi. It was a pleasure to have you on this show. And till we see you again, my name is Oreoluwa Adekoya from Tiki Talks. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. That's TIKKYTALKS. And then follow us on Instagram as well. Till I see you again next time, it's me signing out. Bye.